Isaac and his mother lived alone in a small house on a hill. Isaac kept to himself, drawing pictures and playing with his toys as his mom watched Christian broadcasts on the television. Life was simple, and they were both happy. That was until the day Isaac's mom heard a voice from above. "Your son has become corrupted by sin. He needs to be saved." "I will do my best to save him, my lord," Isaac's mother replied, rushing into Isaac's room, removing all that was evil from his life. Again the voice called to her. "Isaac's soul is still corrupt. He needs to be cut off from all that is evil in this world and confess his sins." "I will follow your instructions, Lord. I have faith in thee," Isaac's mother replied, as she locked Isaac in his room, away from the evils of the world. One last time, Isaac's mom heard the voice of God calling to her. "You've done as I've asked, but I still question your devotion to me. To prove your faith, I will ask one more thing of you." "Yes, Lord, anything," Isaac's mother begged. "To prove your love and devotion, I require a sacrifice. Your son Isaac will be this sacrifice. Go into his room and end his life as an offering to me to prove you love me above all else." "Yes, Lord," she replied, grabbing a butcher's knife from the kitchen. Isaac, watching through a crack in his door, trembled in fear. Scrambling around his room to find a hiding place, he noticed a trap door to the basement hidden under his rug. Without hesitation, he flung open the hatch, just as his mother burst through his door and threw himself down into the unknown depths below.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Angus Jr., Liam, here with a game that, as you saw in the opening titles, rather different from most genres of games that are being developed at this kind of time. The Binding of Isaac, if you haven't read from the title already, because you're illiterate. It's different in a way, I guess, that you'll see if you're haven't seen already. Anyway, let's we got our little options here. We got our credits, we got our stats. We haven't done anything because it's a new game, so back challenges, options, and collection. But let's start by pressing the start button, shall we? Yeah. Anyway, to start, we got some different characters here. We got was that 5, 6 different characters here? Isaac, Magdalene, Cain, Judas, Eve, and Samson. And if you don't know or completely stupid, they're all references to the Bible, because that's fun. Anyway, let's start. Now, I'm going to make the assumption here that no one's ever played this game before, and I'm going to narrate it as if no one's played this game before. So, in this game, you have your basic controls here: movement, attack, bomb, and item, as you can see from the introduction room, I guess you can call this. We're our WAST. Move in all directions, every which way but loose. We got, oh dear. You saw that I pressed E or Shift and we used our bomb. We attack, and it's quite sad because Isaac shoots our tears. Isn't that just lovely? And we've got a space item. Now, if we hit escape, we can go into this little menu of sorts here, and you got our, this is speed, you got your fire rate, your damage, and you got your range. So at the moment, our range is quite pitiful. We're not too fast, we're not too strong, we're very mild-mannered of sorts, I guess. So yeah, this is our little introduction room. The aim of this game is basically to make it through each little room and to the end until you fight the bosses at each thing. And you got your little rectangle rooms here. I'm not sure how many units this would be side by side because I wouldn't know. But we got them. And yeah. So we got little rectangle rooms, and the aim of the game is just to keep going left. Or whichever way you wish to go. Now, as you see here in this room, we have our little boss door. It's quite obvious that it's a boss door because it's got a skull and it's got this like demonic glow coming out of it, because what else would have a demonic glow? You don't really want to go in there yet. Now at the end of each room, I guess you get an item. Now we got some different items in this game. You got your keys, your coins, your little item meters here. You got your keys. We've got 0 keys, 0 bombs because we used our first one because we're stupid, and we've got 0 pennies. We've got our arrows, which is the type we shoot. You can also shoot by clicking, which we've got our arrows of tears, and we've got our life meter here. So we've got 3 bars of life, and this goes all the way down here. So you get the key. You see, we get 1 key, and you notice that it's the boss room because up here it's got a little boss symbol. Isn't that lovely? We'll continue on, and as you'll notice in the bottom left, it says we're in the Cellar 1. There's a lot of levels in this game. I'm not quite sure how many to be exact. But anyway, we'll go further into that later as we delve into the game. But as you see here, this is at the end of each room. It's a random drop. Sometimes you get nothing, sometimes you get more than something. And here we have our trinket. Now we can get in this game. We can get trinkets, items, or anything else, ranging from cards that can help out for one room only, and spacebar items, or just gather up items that increase your base stats. Now this is the flat penny, and what this is going to basically do is, for every coin or every penny that we pick up, we get a 50% chance of it dropping a key afterwards. So you'll see this in every you'll see this after every coin we get, if we get a coin. Okay, so as you see here, we're in the Cellar 1, so you'd think in the cellar there's lots of spider webs, so that could be a thing, and there's also a trap on the ground. Here's an example. We've got a key. Nope, no key there from that penny. Anyway, and as if you come into this lovely little room that kind of invites you into, it's got this nice little crown, just little lovely room. We can cry out the fire and get our first item of the game. So there are a lot of items to collect in this game. I'm not quite sure how many there are, but trust me on this one, there's a lot. This is the Book of Shadows, so we're not quite going to use it now, but basically how items work is you press spacebar to use, and each item has a different ability, basically. So here on this little side corner here, we get our recharge, and after you use it, it takes a certain amount of rooms to recharge, and after every room the bar goes up a little bit. It can take from anywhere from recharge instantly to 6 rooms to recharge. So that's a good little thing, I guess, to know. So now we'll delve into this little boss fight here. The first boss we're going to fight is Pin. Little earthworm creature, not too hard, and I suppose I'll show you what this item does, really. The Book of Shadows basically casts a little force field around you, so we're invincible for a short amount of time. As you see at the top of the screen, we got our boss health. Pin's not too hard, necessarily. As you'll notice in this game a lot of it too, there's a lot of blood everywhere. A lot of blood just on the floor. You drop blood, actually no, you don't drop blood, unless you have a certain power up. Enemies drop blood, everyone's getting hurt. It's a lovely little indie game, this one is. One of my favourites. Up there with Super Meat Boys and the likes of that. Not really much to say about this room, really. Just that the walls are covered in blood, there's blood everywhere. However, there is some grass growing in the cellar, so that could be a good thing. Plant some seeds, harvest the crops, and you can just stay down here forever, Isaac. You don't have to go up and face Mum. It's okay. We'll be down here, we'll be your friends. Okay, so as you see, after defeating the boss, it'll drop some hearts and an item. After every boss you get an item, and yeah, so this little thing is called a squeezy, and what it basically does is tears up, and every item, well not every item, but most items change Isaac's appearance. You see here, his eyes have been popped out of his head. Yeah. A little trivia from the wiki here, the squeezy item is actually named after a medical disease, so that's pretty cool. You see these blue hearts, they're called soul hearts. They add to your life meter, but once they're gone forever. And as you see here, we got the basement 2, and you might be wondering to yourself, hey, why is that called the basement 2 when the previous one was called the cellar 1 and the basement 1? Well, that's because things can have synonyms for names, such as the cellar and the basement. The only difference between the cellar and the basement is you won't find spiders in the basement. And you see from the squeezy little item we picked up, we got increased tears. That's good. That's grand. There's another random item drop, which is the bomb. So apart from after you clear the basement one or the cellar one, whatever you like to call it, The item rooms, they cost 1 key. You have to unlock them with your keys, so it's a good thing with the keys, you can just head inside. So it's that next item, the chemical peel. What this is going to do is going to change our appearance again, but every second tier or every tier we cry out about a left eye, I believe, yeah, left eye is going to do damage up. Also, his face has kind of been altered a little bit there. So, you see that's the second penny that we've picked up in the game, 50% chance of each, which means the second one's gonna always drop a key. Just a little more, just a little bit of an incentive. I think the flat penny is like one of the best trinkets you can get in the game. Others range from like, they do different things, each of them. Now, as you see here, this room on the right here, as it's got a penny on this little room here, it's kind of helpful to glance up your map every now and again. This is gonna... Thank you. This is going to be the shop room here. In the shop you can buy 3 items. The best item that's actually going to help you costs 15 cents, pennies, whatever you want to say. And that item's going to be the most help to you. The other items in the shop are usually like tarot cards, which help you for a room. I'm not going to pick that up. This is the Ace of Spades. It increases the chance of getting deck of cards, but we don't really want that at the moment. The 5 penny is more useful. And here we have our first mini boss, Pride. This game prides itself, I guess. That was a terrible one. I'm sorry. I apologize for that. This game, it puts a lot of biblical references in here, such as pride is one of the 7 deadly sins, and the 7 deadly sins rule mini bosses in this game. This is another book here. This is the Anarchist Cookbook, and what it's going to do, I'll use this one, but I won't hold on to this one. I want to hold on to the Book of Shadows more. It's just basically going to, what Pride did before I dropped lots of these troll bombs. If you touch one, it'll say in the bottom right corner there, trollolol, because you can't pick them up and they're out to get you. Because everything in this game hates you. Everything. So we'll continue on.